So this was one of the ones that I was willing to go the extra mile on the framing of. It hangs in my dining room year round. Lovely, lovely piece. I think you could still get it. I couldn't swear. It came from Shakespeare's Peddler, which isn't in business anymore, but if another store happened to still have the pattern, there were a number of Jenny Bean samplers. But this is the one I really liked. And then I did, this is a Mirabilia, and I'm not a huge Mirabilia fan. They're beautiful pieces. I'm not going to say they're not, and I actually have a couple around that I'd like to start, so I'm not going to say never. It's just that my walls and my style are not the Mirabilia ladies kind of style. So this one, though, I don't even know when I bought the pattern. I think I did it in 2000, stitched it in 2008. Let's see. Where's the best view so I can see it and look at it? I just love doing those gowns, like the big swoops of fabric and the beads and the ribbons. I'm a one at a time worker. I have 2 stitching seat chairs and I have a piece by each, and that tends to be what I work on. Sometimes if I want to do a seasonal Christmas thing or whatever, I'll put down something and do a Christmas thing or something, but I was working on something else, and I had all the materials to make this one, and I just couldn't stand not starting it. So I thought I would put in just a few stitches, and that would satisfy me, but I just couldn't stop working on it, and it really worked up quick, and it's just lovely. It just speaks to the little girl that's swinging in a tree swing and feeling the air and the wind and all that kind of stuff. It hangs in my dining room. That's my place of honor for my most favorite pieces. I got it framed, and I really did a luxury frame. It would be a pricier frame. I rarely put glass. I like the little bit of fluffy that batting behind it gives, and I rarely do a matte unless it really enhances the picture. A matting is expensive, and it makes you have to buy a bigger frame. So there's a few that I've done some mattes, and there's a few that I've done like a double frame on. So it does happen, but as a general rule, I do not. I really do like to get my stuff framed. I have most everything framed. Back in the day when we didn't have a lot of money for that kind of thing, I even remember taking a couple pieces to the framer, picking out the frame, and having my husband go get them and pick them up and pay for them and wrap them up and give them to me for Christmas. That's how much I wanted my work framed. I was willing to sacrifice Christmas presents to get them framed, to have things framed. So that's just what I do. It's how I do it. It kind of bugs me to have unfinished things laying around. There's probably 12 pieces down in my sewing room, though. Kind of small things I should be able to do myself, not framed. I just don't like to do it, and I'm not always happy with what I do. And if it's a really nice piece I don't want to botch, I get really nervous and don't want to do it. So they kind of hang around, or I don't really know what I want to do. So there's that. I've sent things to be finished. I'm liable to send a bunch of these to be finished somewhere. The person who used to finish for me doesn't finish anymore. So I don't know. There's options. I'll find something. So anyway, I'm videotaping this on my iPad under the photo, choosing the video, and hopefully I can upload it to YouTube. I started watching FlossTube, created a YouTube login using my AOL address, and I couldn't ever comment. So when my son was home and my college-age daughter was home, I saved up all my computer questions, and I had my son help me. And I said, why can't I comment on the YouTube videos? I can thumbs up or thumbs down, which I thumbs up, but I really don't think I'd ever thumbs down unless you were vulgar or something, and then I would just not watch you again. But I can't comment. So I said, what's wrong? What did I do? I can't comment. And he said that I had to have, I needed to have a Gmail email account in order to comment. So we created the Gmail email account, and then he even could link the Gmail account to my AOL account so that if I get an email from Gmail, it forwards to my AOL, which is really cool. And so there's that. But all you ladies that I watch are on my AOL account, and so I don't want to say I can't move you to my other YouTube account. It's just, I guess I'd rather sew than take care of technical details. So you're still there. And then I'd have to unfollow you all and then refollow you all. And gosh, that might hurt somebody's feelings if I unfollowed you. Even though I'm going to turn right around and refollow you and it's the same person, I don't know what notification you get. So anyway, I'm going to have to try to do something because I don't know how many times I can make the same video. Sometimes I said something fun in one video and I forget to say it the next time around. So, you know, what can you do? I watched Farm Girl Michelle, I think her name is, and she has a hard time with her videos, and she's like always says, this is take 4. I don't know if I said this already. So you feel like you're getting redundant when you're like, did I say that on this video or last video? I don't really know. So anyway, I apologize for being redundant. But anyway, I'm looking forward to my wintertime sewing where I can stitch a whole lot on one piece. I have my piece ready. If you read my blog, I'm pretty sure I posted it over the summer. I did on Instagram, Stitching Between the Lines on Instagram. I got to Florida over the summer. I was there for about 10 days, and I showed up with no sewing. I honestly, when you have a place and you leave it and you don't go there for a few months, you kind of forget what you've done. I have a list that I write for like things that I've left, but I thought I left different cross stitch down there, but I left a piece that was only going to take me like 2 days to do. So I hurried up and bought a PDF from Cooler Designs, which I just love that I can put a PDF on my iPad. That's great. And then I went to Joann Fabrics and bought all the thread and all the fabric, and then I could work on it. And it's a Santa sampler of some sort, Christmas sampler. So I'm going to take that again because that was a fun one to work on, and I haven't worked on it since I got back. And the rest of my whips, I have gotten to a point where they can be left, you know, for a while and not worked on, except for one Prairie Schooler I'm trying to finish. So I'm working a whole lot. I'm tired of making houses, but I love Prairie Schooler. So I'll get that one out and show you for sure because that one might almost be a finish. So anyway, I am limited to stitching in my stitching chairs where I have magnifiers because, you know, 50-something years old, I can't see like I used to. I don't do a whole lot of stitching anywhere but those chairs, which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad. I have a magnifier thing you can wear around your neck and hang, and I will have that with me in Florida because there's a store we can go to stitching time at, and I go and meet a friend there and stitch. So gotta have it. Gotta have some social time with stitching. I spend a lot of time quilting. I'll tell you, there's a quilt right there. Lots and lots of little pieces. It looks kind of wavy, but I don't think it's that wavy in real life. But the light is going. It's just afternoon and it's snowy and all white outside, but it's the kind of light that you need to turn a light on inside the house. But anyway, I do have a small quilted item in this office room. Whoops, I knocked some things off the desk. It's getting its binding sewn on, so it's just laying in here. It's the cutest Halloween thing, I'm telling you. A friend of mine made this, and I took a picture of it, and it's the kind of pattern that you make, lay down nice, that you use like a 60-degree angle ruler, like a pie wedge, and the fabric is the kind of fabric that's row by row, and you cut out the pie wedge pieces, and you just arrange them till they look like whatever it is you want them to look like. And so I don't have a pattern. I don't know the name of it. I took a picture of hers, and I could just make mine look like that. And it's just so stinking cute. And next Halloween, I'll have a fun little table topper. And it's, you know, getting its binding sewn on, so the edges don't look all that great. But I hand sew that on. So I do that in this office. I have a smart TV, and I can watch YouTube or Hulu or Netflix. So I have that by that chair because I don't have a magnifier and cross stitch. That would be a third place I would have that set up in my house, and that just seems a little bit much. So I keep a little bit of handwork there, but not cross stitch. So anyway, I'm hoping to go spend this snowy afternoon in my sewing room. I'm working on a quilt that I'd like to get done before I go head south and cross stitch come evening. So hopefully I can upload this and you can start being a follower of Stitching Between the Lines. And, you know, I can join the YouTube community. when I had my son help me get my YouTube things straightened around, they were laughing and they said, "Oh my gosh, Mom's going to have a YouTube channel before we do." So what mother, 50-something-year-old mother, doesn't want to out-tech the kids, at least where I can, and do something that's kind of new and fun and has a fabulous community of people doing the very same thing. So it's been fun, and hopefully I'll see you again.